Hello and welcome back to MindSpanse. I'm Craig and I want to thank you for taking some time with me today. I want to talk about trying too hard. I think that I was thinking about it the other day, and I always say this like at work, like I wouldn't go sailing if there was no wind, right? Why would I take all this energy and get a sailboat and go crazy and then knowing that there's no wind? And so I think about this idea of trying too hard, and I think about how all the sayings that are around that. But first, let's take our little stretch and relax. Take a deep breath. Oh, gosh. Relax your shoulders, your jaw. It is cold. I'm back in New York City and it is cold. I biked to work this morning and it was 15 degrees and I was trying to be tough, but it was brutal. And so it's nice to be inside and warm and talking to all you phenomenal people out there about trying too hard. So I think in life, like I said, I don't go sailing when there's no wind. And in the stock market, they say don't fight the tape, meaning, if something's going in a particular direction, why are you going the other way? Or they say go with the flow, or there's a million things, but the point is that there's an elegance and a simplicity in a path that's sort of the right path for you. And when you try really hard, when you feel like you're trying so hard and things aren't going the way you want it to go, it's probably a pretty good sign that you are deploying energy against the flow of the universe in some form or fashion. Or you're trying to hammer the universe around you, into something. You're trying to mold the world around you. And that generally never works. It could work for a very short period of time, but it generally doesn't work because it doesn't hold together. Even if you smash things for a while, there's so much energy required to keep it together that the minute you stop deploying all that energy, it all sort of dissipates. So there is a truth to the fact that there's simplicity in joy. There's simplicity in peace, and the path that's right for you should be very easy. It shouldn't be like this huge challenging thing. So what I try to do is, and this applies to so many different things in life, so I'm just going to give you some things that I work on, because we all get into this moments where you're sort of in that habitual deployment of energy towards a goal. Like you have this goal and I'm going to reach the goal. And maybe today is not the day that you're supposed to reach that goal anyway, because it's just it's so difficult and nothing's happening. So I always say, just stop. Like when you feel that sense, like, God, I'm really, really trying. Just stop and just say, okay, I'm trying really hard and nothing's happening, or doesn't seem to be flowing. So maybe I should be doing something else right now. And I highly recommend that you just stop, and take a really deep breath and try to just separate yourself from that energy, from that task, and sort of look at it objectively. Like try to just step back and be the observer for a minute and sort of watch yourself deploying this energy against the brick wall and nothing's happening. And you can laugh at yourself a little bit, or just say, you know what, I'm going to take a deep breath. I'm going to relax my shoulders and I'm going to do something else. I'm going to do something else right now. And if you do that, I think, and if you follow your sort of heart, say, what is I really want to do right now? And you just do that for a while. I think that it creates space that will allow you to either come up with a better solution. Oftentimes, not to get off track, but I used to be a programmer, and you're trying to get to a solution, and oftentimes the simplest path, the algorithm that's simplest, is the one that actually accomplishes it. But often we try so hard. I had a guy who worked for me, and I did this myself too when I was young. My boss had asked me, and I had it with people who work for me, and he said, oh, could you create the spreadsheet that does this, this, and this? And so I built this whole thing. It took me 3 days, and it was I was so like, wow, this is so awesome. And he's like, dude, like, you could have given me the answer on a piece of paper in 3 minutes. This is not required. It's overkill for what we're trying to accomplish. And so I think a lot of times we either go too far in, or we're deploying energy when there's no supporting energy around us, or we're fighting against the river, right? So, or trying so hard to make something happen when it's not ready to happen. There's just an incredible truth. Once you realize this and see it in your daily life, and you sort of let go of it and just say, okay, you're going to find that things happen. They just happen. Like, you're going to deploy much less energy. You're going to get a lot more done. Rushing around and over trying and doing all this stuff doesn't make things work out better. It just, in your mind, you think it will, but it just doesn't. And so little by little, as you pull back from that thought process and become more observant and deploy your energy where it feels right at a particular point in time. I'm not saying blow stuff off and things like that. I'm just saying, how much energy do you deploy at a particular point in time towards a particular end goal? And whether it's going to happen this hour or in 5 hours or tomorrow, the key is at the end of the day is to do it right and to do it well, whatever you're trying to do, and to be doing it from a place of truth and in the flow, as opposed to against the flow. And that's sort of what I have to say. And I know that it's sort of a little bit, I sort of condensed a lot of stuff into a very short period of time, but allow yourself to unpack it slowly. And again, the easiest thing is every time you feel like you're really trying hard, whether it's in a relationship, whether it's at work, whether it's whatever you're doing, just stop for a second and do something else. Deploy your energy elsewhere. And I think you'll find pretty quickly that things all get done properly and get done well and get done in time, and it's just a lot less stressful, and you don't use as much energy, and you can use that energy for really great stuff, to do more stuff, right? So with that, I'm going to let you think about that and be observant of yourself. Laugh at yourself even is always good. And I wish you guys just an amazing, amazing day. Like the video, share it, subscribe to my channel, and lots more to come. So be patient with yourself and be patient with everyone around you, and be well. And thank you very much.